In a faraway land, nestled between rolling hills and whispering forests, lies a village unlike any other. This is the village of endless laughter. Our story begins with a curious traveler on a journey through various lands, unaware of the mysterious village he is about to discover. One sunny afternoon, the traveler heard an unusual sound, laughter echoing through the trees. Intrigued, he decided to follow the sound, his curiosity piqued by the joy that seemed to fill the air. As he approached the village, the laughter grew louder. He reached the outskirts and was greeted by the sight of villagers laughing heartily as they went about their day. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. The traveler stepped into the village, greeted by a crowd of laughing people. He couldn't help but smile at the infectious joy around him, though he wondered why everyone was laughing so much. He wandered through the village, watching people laugh at the simplest things, a man dropping an apple, children playing, even a woman sweeping her compound. The laughter never stopped, no matter what they did. Curious and slightly confused, the traveler began asking the villagers why they were laughing, but every time they tried to respond, they burst into even louder fits of laughter, unable to explain. Determined to find answers, the traveler was directed to the village elder, a wise and respected figure who, despite his age, was laughing uncontrollably. The traveler hoped the elder could shed some light on this curious situation. The elder, amidst fits of laughter, managed to explain the origin of the village's endless laughter. He began by sharing a story from long ago. One of their great-grandfathers visited a nearby village that possessed many treasures, all kept in a room dedicated to their god. Curious about what would happen if the treasure was taken from that room, he asked the villagers, but they told him no one knew because it had never been touched or taken before. Driven by curiosity, he sneaked into the room at night and stole the treasure without anyone noticing. This act angered the god, who cursed him and his descendants, causing them to laugh at everything, no matter how trivial. The villagers, through their laughter, pleaded with the traveler to help them break the spell. They were desperate to regain control over their lives and find a balance between joy and responsibility. The traveler decided to try and calm the villagers by telling serious stories, but every serious tale only seemed to make them laugh harder, their fits of giggles growing louder and more uncontrollable. As his attempts failed, the traveler grew increasingly frustrated. No matter what he did, the villagers continued to laugh, and he began to wonder if the spell could ever be broken. Determined to find a solution, the traveler visited neighboring villages, seeking advice from anyone who might know how to break the spell. His journey was long, but he was determined to help the laughing villagers. In a distant village, the traveler met a wise sage who had heard of the spell. The sage offered cryptic advice, speaking of balance and harmony, and the need to find a middle ground between laughter and seriousness. Armed with the sage's advice, the traveler returned to the village with renewed determination. He was ready to try a new approach to help the villagers find balance and break the spell. The traveler spent days observing the villagers, noting how the laughter affected their daily lives. He saw the struggles they faced in trying to complete even the simplest tasks while laughing uncontrollably. He watched the village baker, who struggled to bake bread as fits of laughter made her drop loaves and spill flour. It was clear that the laughter was a serious hindrance to their productivity. The traveler observed a shepherd whose goats wandered freely as he laughed uncontrollably, unable to herd them properly. The laughter, while joyful, was causing chaos in their daily routines. The village blacksmith, known for his strength and skill, was dropping his tools and laughing so hard that he couldn't complete his work. The traveler realized just how deeply the spell had affected every aspect of life in the village. In a quiet moment of reflection, the traveler recalled the sage's advice about balance. He knew that achieving balance wouldn't be possible until the stolen treasure was returned to its rightful place. He asked the village elders to search for the treasure, and fortunately, they found the bag that contained it. The elders returned the treasure to the nearby village from which it had been stolen, following the god's instructions to break the curse. Previously, no one had taken this task seriously. Afterward, the traveler realized that the villagers needed to learn how to balance joy with responsibility. With this newfound understanding, the traveler devised a plan to teach the villagers about balance. He hoped to show them that while laughter is important, so is the ability to be serious when necessary. The traveler called for a village gathering, asking everyone to come together so he could share his plan. The villagers, curious and hopeful, gathered around, their laughter still echoing through the air. The traveler began by telling a story about balance, a tale of a village that found harmony between joy and seriousness. He spoke of the importance of both and how one could not exist without the other. The villagers' reactions were mixed. Some listened intently, understanding the message, while others continued to laugh, unable to break free from the spell just yet. But there was a glimmer of hope. One day, the villagers tried to balance work and laughter. They laughed as they worked, but also focused on completing their tasks. It was a difficult balance, but they were willing to try. Slowly, the villagers began to see small successes. They found moments where they could control their laughter and complete their work, showing that balance was possible. However, there were setbacks. One day, the villagers fell back into uncontrollable laughter, and the progress seemed lost. The traveler reminded them that balance is a journey, not a destination. Feeling discouraged, the traveler wondered if he should leave the village and continue his journey elsewhere. But the villagers begged him to stay, believing in his ability to help them. The traveler focused on teaching the children about balance. He hoped they would learn quickly and help teach the adults. With this, the village saw real progress. The villagers laughed and worked in harmony, finding joy in both. The spell was finally broken. The villagers could now laugh and work in balance without uncontrollable laughter getting in the way. The village had a big feast to celebrate. They laughed and enjoyed each other's company, happy and balanced. The traveler felt his work was done. The villagers thanked him and said goodbye as he continued his journey, happy to have helped. The village continued to thrive, balancing joy and seriousness. The traveler's lessons stayed with them, and they lived happily ever after. And so, the village learned the value of balance thanks to the traveler. He continued his journey, carrying with him the lessons of harmony and joy. Remember, laughter is a gift, but like all things, it's best enjoyed in moderation. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more interesting African folk tales. Thank you.